I hope you're all well. Today I'm going to have a go at fixing up some of my recent thrift finds. Both of these items are made up of some really nice fabric, and they both have a lot of potential, but they just aren't quite right, if you know what I mean. So ultimately I was drawn to these items because of the fabric, and now I'm going to have a go at fixing them up to make some really nice dream pieces for my wardrobe. So let's jump in and let me show you the before of these dresses. So here are the dresses I'm going to be transforming today. Both are made from the most beautiful fabrics and both cost me around $5 Australian to purchase. Let's start with this cute button-up dress made from the most lovely cheesecloth fabric. This dress is so close to being perfect, but it's unfortunately slightly too small for me. It's also a little bit short for my liking without tights anyway, and because it's too small, it sits a little bit too snug around my hips and is a bit too low cut for my liking as well. These cute, slightly ruffled sleeves, however, are amazing, and I'm going to be keeping them exactly as they are. So to fix this dress up a bit, I'm going to attempt to thrift flip it into an adorable cropped blouse instead. First up, I'm going to start by placing a safety pin at the length I'd like the blouse to sit. Because I want the blouse to be cropped, I'm placing the safety pin pretty much right on my waistline. Then, lying the dress flat on a table, I'm carefully going to cut about 1 centimetre or 2 or about 1 inch below the safety pin. This will give me a bit of allowance for hemming the blouse. As you can see, there is a button right where I'll be hemming, so I'm quickly going to remove it with a seam ripper. Once it's removed, I'm just going to pop it to the side as I'll be using it later on. Then I'm going to simply hem the entire raw edge of the blouse by folding and pressing the fabric in about 1 centimetre or half an inch twice. Pin in place. And then stitch the hem down. And we now have this cute little button up top that's really starting to come together nicely. The last thing I'd like to do to fix this top up is to add one more button to the top to hopefully make it fit my bust a little bit better. So to do this, I'm going to take the button I removed from the dress before and my water erasable pen and mark where the buttonhole will sit, making it slightly bigger than the button itself. I like to make my buttonholes manually and find it easier when it's been marked out like this, as all I need to do is stitch along the lines. I then sew some narrow zigzag stitches along the markings and then open the buttonhole with a seam ripper. Then all that's left to do is mark where the button needs to be and stitch the button onto the blouse. So, how does my new top look? I'm so happy with this top, and I know I'm going to wear it way more than I did when it was a dress. And I also think it's going to be a lovely one to wear during the warmer months. Next up, I'm going to be transforming this way oversized nightgown vibe dress that I was really drawn to because of its amazing fabric. It's way too big for me and the style is just a bit weird, but I knew that with a little bit of fixing up, this dress could be incredible. It has this really lovely gathered neckline that I'm definitely going to be keeping, and the sleeves are kind of nice, but I think I can make them better. On the back, there is a cute keyhole detail, which I'm also going to be keeping as part of this design. So So just like before, I put the dress on and used the safety pin to mark where I wanted the waistline of this dress to sit. Then I lay the dress flat on my table, and because there is so much fabric, I decided to use a ruler to mark where I needed to cut instead of just eyeballing it and cutting it crooked. Again, I'm going to cut about 1 centimetre or 1/2 inch below the safety pin for a little bit of seam allowance. Once cut, I tried the top half of the dress on inside out to be able to pin the fabric in a bit to make it fit me better. I also don't really want to add a zip to this dress, as I like being able to just throw it on, so I'm taking it in only a little bit so that there's still enough room for it to go over my bust. And just by doing that, I'm already starting to see a bit more shape in the top half of this dress. To sew the side seams, I'm going to start right at the underarm seam and then sew in a diagonal line like this. Then I use my overlocker to neaten up the edges and stop them from fraying. So I now have something that looks like this. Because the sleeves are so big, I decided to use some shearing elastic to make some of my favourite gathered puffy sleeves. To do this, I hand wind the shearing elastic onto my bobbin, and then I stitch a few rows of shearing elastic along the bottom edge of the sleeve to gather the fabric up and make it elasticated. I've shared a template and a tutorial on how to make these exact sleeves in a previous video, which I'll have linked in the description below if you'd like to check it out. Shearing is actually the best hack ever. It just makes everything look so cute. Oh my word. I mean, just look at that. Cute! And I now have these adorable puffy gathered sleeves. So now to start working on the skirt. Taking the skirt piece I cut before and changing the stitch length of my machine to the longest possible setting, I sew 2 rows of gathering stitches along the top edge of the skirt. Then taking the 2 front threads, I gently pull them to gather the skirt up. I keep gathering until the skirt is approximately the same size as the bodice. Then, with right sides together, I pin the bodice to the skirt, matching the side seams together. And stitch the skirt to the bodice. Again, neatening up the raw edges with my overlocker. So, how does this dress look? I actually couldn't be happier with how this dress has turned out. I think it's going to be a favourite in my wardrobe for a very long time, as it's just the most adorable thing ever. I love that I've been able to keep some of the nicer details of the original dress, like the gathered neckline and the keyhole feature at the back, but still transformed it into a completely new design. Also, apart from slightly trimming some excess fabric from the side seams of the bodice, I have used every ounce of fabric that was in the original dress, which I'm really happy about. Enjoyed this video and are now inspired to have a go at fixing up some of your recent thrift finds to make some dream items for your wardrobe. I'm so happy with how these pieces turned out, and I'm so excited to now have them as part of my wardrobe because now they suit my style a lot better, I think. Thrift flipping clothing is also a great project for beginner sewers, as the clothes are relatively cheap to purchase, and fixing up a garment to suit your style does use quite a few different sewing techniques and therefore is a great way to practice them. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to give it a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this one. Have a lovely day and thanks for watching!